Welcome back into episode 40. So in last week's video you saw me finish off the welding. I'm really pleased to have it behind me now. I actually went out and bought a welder and I've been practicing, and I'm quite excited by any other rust that I need to cut out and weld, and I'm constantly thinking now of other little projects I can do or things I can make that require the welder, so probably more from that later on. So in this week's video, what I want to focus on is stripping out everything from the wheel arches. There's wires and all sorts of stuff in there, and making sure all the rust is dead, and start the process of sort of undersealing it so it's all solid and I can start thinking about putting things back in. I've got so many bits to put in there, you know, the suspension struts which I rebuilt a few weeks back. I've got the upper control arms, the lower control arms, and I managed to find these, the upper control arm bushes, which I haven't lost, so I need to press those in. I've got the wheel bearings to press in, which are in the freezer at the moment, shrinking them down. I don't know how far I'm going to get this week. It's a very busy week, but I'd be pleased if I can just get the wheel arches sealed, you know, and that would be a good start, I think. For now though, let's get into the video. Thank you as ever for watching. Please click the subscribe button and let's get on with it. So continue to look under the wheel arch. This is the kind of like a panel that fits along the top of the wheel arch against the engine bay. Now on both sides mine's been replaced, which to me says it's probably rotten underneath. There's a lot of dirt coming out. But this is obviously, you know, clearly been replaced. It's a new panel. I'm going to take them off, both sides, and just see what's underneath there. Part of this investigation to work out whether I've got all the rust out of here or not. I feel happier just seeing under there before I rush and take the wings off. I'm then going to turn my attention sort of to this side. If I just move you around a little bit. We've got the water bottle there. Presumably that's... I don't know actually what that's for. I need to look at that. I assume it's windscreen wash. Probably is. I'm going to take that out as well, and so I can see behind it, see if there's any rot inside there. Okay, well let's just get on and see where we go. I'm on the last bolt holding this in, which I'm hoping will come out. One of them came out no problem at all. One of them just snapped off straight. So 50-50. This is the decider. Let's get it on. I think it will snap. No, it's a turner. Okay, that was unexpected. Actually really quite easy to take out. The other side, I don't know, let's say this middle one came out straight away, but the far end just sheared off straight away. No real effort at all. Perhaps it was the original bolt. Right, let's see what's underneath here then. I don't know if you can see from there. You take it out of the way. Something holding it on. It's just full of dirt. It's actually plastic. Okay. Right, interesting. Okay, so I can see where. Let's move you around a little bit. So you're looking up under the front driver's side wheel arch. The front of the car is here, this side here. Wheel goes about there. Up here, behind that panel, is where the water was coming in. This is directly above where I've welded. And you can see the sort of aluminium's just sort of given up. A lot of junk up here. It's kind of corroded. If I shine the light the other side, you'll be able to see the problem. There's daylight. So water's been coming in there, running down the inside of the wing or wheel arch, and rusting, and that's where it sort of sat and rusted through. Probably same story the other side. Now what I need to do, sort of looking along, if I just rotate you a little, looking along here, this all looks secure. I'll get my endoscope camera and just sort of go up above there. But I need to work out what to do with that hole in the wing, whether it just it's easier just to junk the wing, get a new wing. There's a little tiny bit of corrosion at the bottom here, or whether I should patch that up. Leave a comment if you know what I should do with that. I've no idea how you deal with aluminium. Yeah, that's where we are at the moment. So what I'll do is strip out the water bottle here, and we can see what's inside and behind that. Luckily that bolt nut came off there quite easily. So that leaves us with the this water bottle. It looks like now it's not connected. Okay, so that's with the washer bottle removed inside that front wing. Hopefully you can see there's a bit of surface rust, namely there, sort of centre of the screen now. Little patch down the bottom. I'm not sure if it's going to be visible on the camera. Oh, you can just see there. So I need to get in and clean that out and sort of see what's going on with that. It's old in there, I'd definitely say that. Sort of coming around the top, this is well, there's the suspension mount there that I've just sprayed in zinc primer. There's a bit of corrosion up there, but we'll have to sort of just see what we do with it. So what I'm trying to do now is clear everything out so I can underseal and basically clean up, kill any rust, underseal, sort of coat the inside of this wheel arch. Next up is the horn. So the horn is on a bracket that is rusted in, of course. This bracket here. So I'm just trying to undo this. You can see it's falling apart on me. The problem is I can't get to the nut on the other side because this lower plate is in the way, so I need to whip that off quickly. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Right, so that now allows me to get down into here. This is the horn. The was mounted there on the bracket. What I want to do is get this bracket out here, but I need to get underneath it. Now somewhere along the line I think they've replaced this leg, which is a support for the front bumper. Although there's quite a bit of rust there. Maybe it's original actually, not 100% sure. It's a little bit rusty. So there's a hole, which I can't believe has come from nothing. So there must have been something there, like a hole there before. It's not rusted on the inside. And generally speaking, it's good condition. I don't know why that's like that. I'll have a look on the parts diagram. I'm guessing there was a hole there. Just seems strange that it'd be so precise. Okay, so let's get a spanner on the back end of this nut. Then we can take this bracket out. That's the, so say, the horn mount. We'll be renewing all that. So what I'm trying to do really, this is where I've done my sort of welding over this side. I'm trying to strip out here so I can underseal everything. And what I'm going to do, I think with the bodywork panels, I'm going to leave them as is because that will become a discussion when we do bodywork. But for the moment, I'm trying to sort of secure up, prevent rust, all of that kind of stuff for the main body of the chassis, what you're going to call it, of the car, the non-bodywork panels, which is basically this side here. So we're going to be cleaning all this out as far as I can, as far as makes sense, and killing any rust with my rust killer, and then undersealing. Right, finally, I think we're at the time we can paint some underseal under here. This is the driver's side wheel arch. A lot less welding here. I've had the water bottle out, as you can see. Generally this side isn't that bad, so I'm just going to get some underseal on because basically I want to see what it's like. And kind of understand. This is like an old broken paintbrush I found. I'm really just experimenting just so I understand what I'm going to need. I've got some other paintbrushes, but I figured do one of these, this sort of broken bit first, and we can work out if it's worth dedicating a nice brush to or whether this kind of thing's okay. Okay, so the initial paint of the underseal is done. That's the first coat. I've only done round to pretty much where you are there on the right of the picture. I've still got to do that front little bit. Covers really nicely. Obviously it's black. It's like tar, you have to try and get it off your fingers and everything. But I've gone right up underneath everything inside there. I'm just letting that dry now. If I move the light around, you can see it a little bit better. I'm just letting that dry now. We can see what it's like in the morning, and then I'll probably do another coat or two, just to sort of make sure it's covering everything and no rust can get, or no moisture can get back in. But it's looking pretty good. I'm pleased with that. What I'm not doing is tackling things like the up underside there. This is the underside of the wing. I'm not going to try and resolve the hole. That's where the water came in that caused the initial rust. I'm not going to try and resolve that now. What I'm trying to do is secure up everything that allows me to put all the suspension back on, and therefore the engine and everything like that. At a later date, we're going to tackle all the bodywork and try and work out what we do with that. Whether we need to strip it all down, take the wings off and everything. So I'm not worried about trying to paint the inside of the wings, because they're probably going to come off at some point. Right, one of the jobs I did and I did wrong, and I promised I'd come back and resolve, was when I fitted these studs, or created these studs from a bolt. Someone pointed out that that's probably not high tensile steel, and you're right, that's cheap crap. So I've bought a bar of high tensile steel. And I'm going to create, or I've got to take these studs out, which are typically I put thread lock on. First time I ever used it. So I need to take those out, create a new stud, and then put it back in. So I'm hoping it just comes out with 2 nuts, but it might be that I need to warm it up a bit. Okay, so both of those studs are out now. Interestingly, when I look at them, I always felt like one of them was too short. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a couple of millimeters short at this end. So I'm going to throw that one away. I'm going to use this as my new template. That seemed about the right length. Buzz off 2 new studs from this. Whack them in and we're good. Well, as you know, I don't shy away from many jobs, but it's nice to have a really easy one for a change, like this stud replacement. No horrors, no shocks. Just create 2 new studs, put them in, done. I'm just taking off the burr that was left by the angle grinder. All done. So some high tensile studs replaced those crappy cheap ones I'd done, and that should be ready to go back on the car. So back on the other side of the car, back in the other wheel arch, I've got the area that I've welded over here, all sprayed with zinc primer, ready. And now I'm stripping out this side here, which is the sort of goes into the, I don't know, back just before the door. There's a few bits, I don't actually know what they are, so I'm going to look up what they are. But I'm just stripping them out, ready so I can underseal everything. And I think I undid the nut on that. It came out pretty easily. Lift her out. A fair bit of rust going on in there. It's still connected to something underneath by the looks of it. Okay, it's just a wire to the indicator. It's sort of threaded in amongst all the wires. There we go, right. So that can come out. The bottom rust is straight off of that. So, oh dear. It doesn't look very good at all, does it? Let's be honest. The bottom plate is still here. So we're definitely looking for a new one of these. Whoever you are, I assume that is some kind of vacuum. Yeah, that's quite bad. But looking deeper inside, what I'm really concerned about is rust, and that to me looks like it's 0. Perfect. So this is better condition than the other side, which had a little bit in there. I'll take this thing out of the way. There's what looks like a egg box up there. Again, I assume that's to do with the vacuum. I need that to come out as well, I think, if I want to underseal around it. I'll have a look. Presumably that connects from the inside. looking at, I can't see any obvious connections, so it must be sort of bolted through the wing. It's a little hard to show and probably to see, but that's both wheel arches now completely undersealed. So hopefully that's protective. It's dried, there's about 3 layers on there. It forms like a hard coating, almost like I guess like tar, but it's solid, it's not wet or sticky. So I think they're cleaned out pretty good. What I need to do is rebuild. Obviously on this side there's the washer bottle. It's actually on the floor there. That needs a new pump and pipes. And on the other side there's that thing I took out that rusted was the cruise control. I think it's called a drive. I can't remember now. I need a new one of those, I believe. I need to look on eBay and see if there's a used one. But generally, I mean, I can put those back later. I don't need to do those before I put all the suspension in and things. Yeah, I'm not too worried about doing those straight away. I've got a feeling these wings are going to be coming off at some point anyway. So in the interest of returning to weekly videos, I'm going to end this one here. Where I got to then is basically both wheel arches are completely undersealed. Apart from that side, I've left the egg box thing, which is a vacuum reservoir, I think. I've left that in place for the moment. I can't get inside the car on that side because all the boxes and things. So at a later date, I'll unscrew that and then seal behind it and pop it back in. But I think it's okay just to leave it for the moment. Another reason to wrap up the video is because the next bits I need to order I know are going to take a little while to come. That's the dust boots for those upper control arms. So I'm going to get those on order, and there's no point holding a video waiting for them to come. And I think, you know, I've probably got 15 minutes or so with the footage already. So next time round we're going to be reassembling stuff like this, which I've cleaned up. These are the plates or coverings that go up at the top of the wheel arch, all the pipes and wires behind those. I think I'll pop that one in, and then we'll start looking at putting the suspension struts in and building everything off that. But for now, let's wrap up the video. Thank you as ever for watching, and I'll see you next time.